What's up, people? Here I am going to review the Danby Designer DPAC 12068 portable air conditioner. That's this device right here, and it is actually running right now because it is hot outside. So, with these kind of units, you want to look for a couple of things. You want to make sure that they fit in the window correctly, which this one actually does. This is actually horizontally, you slide it open and closed. You slide it open and closed this way as opposed to this way. And because of that, I couldn't find a good window air conditioner, so I resorted to one of these portable air conditioners. And I ended up choosing this one, which actually this one's kind of big. This one, as you can see here, is not a small unit. The thing actually weighs, I think, a little over 100 pounds. And actually, it ends right about here. This part right here is a water tank. And you want to have that external water tank attached pretty much all the time, especially if you live in any kind of humid environment, because the water tank that's in the unit will fill up in 2 seconds and it'll shut off, and you won't be able to have any air conditioning going on. So you want to have that water tank attached, so it pretty much extends the length of the unit, so it's pretty large. This one is rated at 12,000 BTU, which may seem kind of high for such a small room like a bedroom like this one. But actually, when it comes to portable air conditioners, they say that you should have a higher BTU than what you think. And the reason why is because these are a little less efficient than the window models. And so you can go with a lower BTU window model, and you're going to want to stick with a higher BTU when it comes to these portable models. Now, as far as the buttons and all that go, the buttons are right here, really easy to access. Power button, mode button, so you can switch between air conditioning, dry, which is dehumidify, and then just fan, if you just want to use the fan without air conditioning, which, I don't know, I guess that can be helpful sometimes. It will save money, but then you can just buy a fan if you just want to do that. So, and then there's 3 fan speeds. You can use this button here. There's just a low. Actually, there's 4. There's automatic, supposedly, and then there's a low, a medium, and a high. I don't really like automatic. I like to choose my fan speeds. I don't think it's very complicated when there's only 3 fan speeds, so I like to do that on my own. And then there's a button here. This is the oscillation button. As you can see here, these are the vents. And these vents in here can move back and forth. They can oscillate to, like an oscillating fan. So that's the idea behind that. You can press that button, it'll start oscillating. The buttons over here are all like navigation buttons to set things like the clock, and the other buttons on the very far side are actually just to tell the machine to come on at a certain time or tell it to turn off at a certain time. So that's really helpful. You can actually do both. You can set the machine to come on at like 5 p.m. and shut off automatically at 11 p.m. or something like that, or you can do one or the other. So that's helpful. So when you're at work and you know it's going to be hot, you can have it come on 2 hours before you get home or something like that. It's great. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with the machine. It does do a very good job for the size room, and it does what it says. It keeps going, and there's really not too much maintenance you have to do. There's a filter back here. You slide this thing out. You have to vacuum it off, clean it, or whatever. And then there's a couple, I guess you could call them filters in here in the intake. And all that is, you pull that out, and it's just like a metal grill, basically, to prevent things like bugs and environmental dirt and stuff from getting into the machine. So, but I actually have a screen up here in front of the intake and the exhaust, so bugs can't get in here anyway. Now, a little word about the window. Basically, there's 2 pieces to this. There is a slider that comes in here, and you slide out the other piece up in the rest of the window. And you can see this dark area right here. That's where the slider is, behind my blinds. However, the slider is set size, and in my case, the slider was actually too long. So I had to cut the slider to the specific size of this window, so that way I can slide it out and it'll cover just the window and it won't go up too high, because you can't fit it in there if it goes up too high. And so that slider basically just needs to stay in there, because if you didn't have the slider, this area of the window would be exposed. And you know, if you didn't have a screen, bugs could get in. Even if you do have a screen, the air is going to get out. It's just not good. So you need to have that there to kind of seal it up there. And then you can see another issue that came up. And because of this thing's the way it's built, and because of the way the blinds work, the blinds actually conflict with it. And so I had to get these drapes and kind of hang them down, because if I didn't have the drapes there, then the window would just be, you know, indefinitely exposed. I wouldn't be able to close the window, or block off the sun, you know, or have any privacy or anything like that. And it's actually very important, because if you have sun coming in here, it's going to heat the room up even more. It's going to be harder on the air conditioner, and the room's just going to end up being hotter. So you want to have some blinds like that, or some drapes or whatever. You're going to have to do a little bit of work, improvise if you have this kind of window, and you know, but eventually you'll get it, and this thing will work out great. So anyway, as I said, it's kind of on the heavy side. It's a big unit. It doesn't look too ugly or anything. I mean, I guess that's objective, so you can decide. But I'm happy with it, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. The unit also comes with a remote control. I don't like the remote control. I'll show it to you right now. This is it. I don't like this thing. The reason why is because if I hit this power button right here, it'll turn on. I don't even know what it'll do, actually. It's really unreliable. If you hit the power button, it turns on, and it kind of does whatever it wants. Like, I hit it before, and it came on in auto, and started just kind of oscillating. I think that's kind of stupid. When you turn it on with the actual unit like this, it remembers your previous settings, so you just turn it on. Simple. If you turn it on with this thing, it's going to do pretty much whatever it wants. And the other thing too is, I'm in a bedroom here. I really don't need a remote control. I'll just walk the 2 feet to go and touch the buttons, because I'd rather have it work out right than have to use the remote control and then end up coming over here and touch the buttons anyway, because the remote control screwed the settings up. So anyway, yeah, I don't really know what's up with this thing, but it just doesn't work out for me. So you could mess with it if you want. But if I had one complaint about this device, it would be the way that the remote control is set up. Anyway, so that's my review of the Danby Designer DPAC 12068 portable air conditioner. Thank you.